you can't even catch him. So it is all on this Pango right now to whether he wants to go Diffusal or Blink, try to set up with rolls and catch. And the scariest thing right now is how much Liquid can do with their BKB timings once they get it. If they can Roche with the Exo, if they can take all their towers with the Shadow Fiend, it's going to be a lot of grouping, and Aster's going to be happy just playing the farm game.
Well, you can see the decision right now from Aster to wrap around up on the top side. We'll see if Liquid do run into them there or not, as Boxy's already heading on up to place a ward up on that high ground and just holding steady in the mid lane.
Pichu's leading the charge here, just holding that hammer.
And now drop down a ward in the jungle, as they're going to start heading down this hill. Pichu spots out Matumba Man, a quick little sight, and yeah, the pings are there. They immediately realize where they're at.
Just need like one more step. Yeah, just a little bit more that way, and maybe they get the follow-up split earth.
So no chance for a kill there. But do get some wards down. Liquid's unlikely to get taken away since they're sort of staying on their side of the map. And it looks like it's going to be a trade-off of 2 bounty runes apiece.
Liquid has this nice deep ward next to Roshan. I think it's pretty cool because there's a chance Aster swap their lanes up. They put the Shadow Fiend mid, the Leshrac in a side lane, and maybe Liquid will want to swap their lanes up depending on what they see. So now they get to kind of see where everyone's going. Fortunately for them, Aster's just doing kind of standard lane. Pango with the CM top, Lesh mid, Sniper's going bot. So nothing out of the ordinary right now. Besides the Death Prophet safe lane is a little interesting right now, this patch. It is something Liquid likes running.
Yeah, I mean, if they were looking, they're like, yeah, okay, they've just done this like very recently, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise to Aster. And it's actually interesting. We've seen some teams less willing, I think, to swap the heroes and the players in a sense. Like, there's a lot of teams who would maybe put their 5 on this Marcy just because it's in that safe lane, which Liquid is, they're much more comfortable just doing something like this in this setup because they know that, like, for the vast majority of the game, Boxy has this identity on the Marcy that they really want to achieve.
The 4.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Which fits in how they want it to play for him. As you can take a look here mid, Shadow Fiend versus Lesh. Gonna get a couple of raise hits off on there, just get one denied out. So Ori, I think it's worth noting that this guy, I feel like last year at TI had one of the best performances that we've seen from him in the entire history of his play. And
well, to be fair, Puck was really broken.
I mean, yes.
This guy's a really good player. No, not to take anything away from Ori.
Right. But when that happened, he ended up getting knocked out by the rest of these teammates here, and then ended up, coming together with them. We'll see if they can keep that type of success that they had last year going in this one.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of eyes on the bot lane right now. Sniper, once he hits his level 3, level 4 timing, he has some points in headshot, he has some points in shrapnel. That's when they can just kind of run down the Mars. And the Disruptor, a lot of the time, he doesn't save heroes. He just kind of watches him die. So if Zai walks up a little too far, once the Sniper hits level 3, it could be a little scary. Yeah,
I feel like since Undying started buying like 6 mangoes and decaying, doing the Disruptor thing just looks a whole lot weaker. You're just like, no, I can spam too, guys.
Everyone's doing that now. Yeah. They just buy 6 mangoes on the support. They just spam the Undyings don't buy tangos annemore.
Right.
Just 6 mangoes, maybe a Sal.
You don't need them.
Easy peasy.
Just moving on forward in life.
They do get a little bit of pressure there. Pullback now onto Bobica is a couple of punches, but Matumba Man trying to kill him off. And won't quite be enough there, but even with all those mangoes, at least they'll have some pretty good regen on the CM to try and get back into the lane quickly.
None of the supports have made a move towards mid yet. I think probably at the 4-minute water runes, we could see Boxy move towards mid. If he gets a jump on the Lesh, pulls him back, that's a pretty nice kill for them. Pretty easy on the Lesh.
Certainly the most mobile as well, right? We all know Crystal Maiden. She's
not the fastest hero in the world.
It takes a little while.
Yeah, Marcy gives some flashbacks to Earth Spirit from a couple years ago when every time, every position 4, they pick Earth Spirit, they get level 2, they TP mid, roll kick, your mid laner's dead.
It's a constant play, and of course both of these heroes very susceptible to getting kills in the mid lane, depending upon their positioning. So we'll have to watch for that and any of those early TPs. But for now at least, Aster looking good in all of their lanes, particularly the Lesh there. 4 denies as Zai, talked about it, is getting ran down a little bit by that level 2 shrapnel. Monet already playing a bit aggressive on the Mars.
The boots pick up on Zai is going to be really important, but he ends up going for Raindrop Bracer. I think he just wants to tank up. The Disruptor does have slows and glimpse, so he has ways to kind of push them off of him. It's more so once they're onto this.
Oh my God! Quick jump and kill, and that's the rotation we were talking about.
Yeah, that's Marcy, right? You know, that's why this hero. All the phones popping up in the audience. Yeah, I see you all. Checking right away. Checking that email. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what they do. Regardless, that first blood coming on out. And
someone got one. I saw they're celebrating. Nice. Good job.
As Matumbo Man is also going to get a little bit of pressure there on XXS, and the pullback. Boxy ready to dispose and finds the body blocks. This Pango in trouble. This is one of those heroes that really can't get completely abused in the laning stage.
It's one of the worst feelings when you die after like Swashbuckle too.
Zai, Chase, continued to run down. Monet right on top of him along with Pichu, but it's not quite enough. Dodges back behind the trees and keeps himself alive. Maybe a spear through the trees looking for a kill. Can they get it? Doesn't quite look like it as he was salving back up. Bobica dies in the top lane while all this is happening, but 3-0 start for Liquid.
All off the back of the Marcy rotations. He gets level 3, TP's mid, kills the Lesh, walks top, gets 2 kills back to back, and there's a lot of pressure on Liquid right now. It looks bot's not the best. It's not terrible, but Sniper's having a great time down here. Their Lesh, the Shadow Fiend just kind of crushing mid now.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hard game as well. Like, if Monet gets off to a good start, like, trying to find the sniper in the backline, you know, we don't have one of those classic counters. Some of those classic counters don't feel like very good heroes right now. You know, you think about, like, the Spectre in particular. It's something that, like, used to be such an easy answer at the end of the draft. Like, this would have been like, oh, easy. But that's a good way to do it, though. You catch him running.
That a stun there. Ichu keeps him alive and well. And now Monet chasing, looking to run down Zai. Again, another round of the shrapnel. He's got to run through it, trying to escape. But Zai is going to be brought down. Monet making quick work of that Mars.
That was pretty much a defensive spear that he missed, right? Like, trying to just like get the sniper further away when he went for the retreat.
It's really nice stun there to kind of break the Glimpse spear off. Again, I think Aster right now, they're just playing for the Pango level 6. These lanes are not amazing for them, just outside of the bot lane. And they need the Pango 6 to be able to rotate to the side lanes. The Leshrac has some play on mid, but anytime the Shadow Fiend is just having a stable, strong lane, you don't really want to bring heroes to the lane and give them opportunities to get more kills.
Especially with a Marcy being there, as Boxy's already back.
And down bottom, more aggression coming out as Insania and Zai were trying to take down Monet there. Couldn't quite find him all the way, but Boxy moves in, snipes a courier. No chance for a kill, as they did already get that DD rune on Mickey.
And Boxy, like, he did run right through Boca as well, so they're going to know there's a ward here somewhere. Maybe he'll miss on the sentry because it can be a bit tough to find it, but I'm going to keep an eye, try and keep an eye at least on these stacks that Bobica's getting ready here for one of his allies.
Try and queue those ones up for sure, as, well, he'll take a creep along the way too. That's what the CMs do. Exorcism popped up top. Matumbo Man trying to get some good pressure onto this tier 1 tower, as XXS is just going to have to deal with this and should be fine. It's about down to half HP.
I really like this Exorcism. So I feel like it ends up waiting until like level 7 or level 8 to get popped anyway, when people tend to get it like at this part, because like someone has to rotate, you're waiting for other allies to be ready to use it. Oh, that's good.
Oh, and in fact, if they can get this kill, this would be huge. XXS able to dodge the raise, but has another one in a second. No. Couple more punches, XXS going to die.
They still have Glimpse here too.
And
so
down bottom.
Can't even TP in, right?
They're still chasing onto Zai, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to find him there. But Bobica glimpse back in, a couple more hits, and Mickey finds another finish. So 5-1, and in fact, after they make that move, they're going to TP bottom with Matumbo Man. Goes in and finds another kill. Liquid are just cooking here.
Yeah, Mickey TP's back mid right away too to catch this wave. So this is so much gold going to Liquid after these kills.
This is a really nice movement. All the sieges got defended. Zai kills the siege bot, Mickey kills the siege mid. They kind of alleviate all this 5-minute pressure that generally can happen when you play around the Leshracs. And then they just break the lanes apart instantly. Shadow Fiend goes top, Death Prophet TP's bot. They keep grouping their cores. Every play now is probably going to involve 2 cores in the lane. Whether it's the Shadow Fiend, the Mars Death Prophet, they're always going to want them to play together because they're the strongest heroes on the map.
And this is a big one. Requiem out, couple raises, gets the kill. Dude, Liquid are looking on fire this morning.
I feel like
it's to play.
Yeah, now Matu, though, at least is in trouble. Headshot procs are there. Yeah. Very unlikely to survive here unless Sai can quickly get 6.
Well, another couple rounds. The Spirit Siphon trying to make it happen. Is it going to be enough? Matumbo Man living somehow, some way. Are you kidding me? Matumbo Man walks away, does finally get brought down. down, but they got the kill onto the sniper. They do lose Zai. Have they gotten a little bit too big for their britches? Aster brought numbers back and forth in just a valley of death. Boxy 2 will fall, so it looked tight for a moment, but the penalty was big.
Yeah, this is where Zai just needed to not get 6, because, you know, the arena gave them hope.
Hope is the most dangerous thing, Trent.
At the same time, Disruptor's getting some beauty time in the top lane, almost level 6. Static Storm, anytime you catch the Pango roll is the fight right now. Every time the Pango shows up, the fight's going to be somewhat in Aster's favor. So if you catch him with a Static Storm, you catch him with a Silence from Death Prophet or a Mars Arena, that's how you kind of are aiming to play these fights.
And you can see that Aster's still keeping an eye on everything that happened top, because Boboka's running back there now with sentries. Like, he has not forgotten. He's like, we lost that fight there. Still have some stacks. They've actually blocked off that same camper there as well. So Boboka, though, unfortunately, not going to find an obs this time. So
the scary thing right now for Aster is a lot of their heroes want a lane. Pango wants us in a lane. Sniper wants us in a lane. Leshrak's somewhat comfortable going to the jungle just because of how fast he farms, but on the side of Liquid, they're giving lanes to Disruptor for free. They don't really need, they don't feel the need to sit in all their lanes. They just feel the need to group up and force plays.
And that's the power of Marcy, right? So like, I think that's why Boxy, like, it's just Marcy, Clockwork, Tusk. Like, it just lets them do this exact same style every time.
Scan was able to hit there. Liquid walk up the hill after the fact, and now going to try and contest this stack that's been built up a little. It's 3 camps, and one of them's the Mud Golem, so not easy to sneak that one. And in fact, Aster will zone back Matumba Man.
You can see how confident Boxy is, though. He just is able to walk up hills, and if you go on him, he just rebounds away, and not much to do. There's no...
Or rebounds on top of you, up top.
Now Boboka gonna get chased, and the dual supports come in to kill the other one. Ori looking for a little bit of retribution here. Will run into Insania, and while they have Glimpse, he's not gonna get Glimpse that far. They move in, XXS right on top. Insania in trouble and likely to fall. So Aster make a solid move, able to claim a kill.
It's good. This is what Aster needs to do. They need to group around. Probably the Lusher and the Pango need to play together, try to force towers, force objectives with the roll. And anytime Liquid sees where the Pango is on the map, they can just go to the opposite side, force towers, force objectives. And Aster's either going to have to TP in 5 heroes and even still lose the fight, the tower, or they just commit to a trade.
Yeah, now they're going to bring 3 heroes to the mid lane as well here, so perhaps some quick action. They do have smoke if they want to, but they're seeing that there's no real rotations down bottom. They don't necessarily need to join up, so gonna wait till they push this out a little bit here before they start playing a little bit more aggressive. I'm sure they want link up though with Zai, since he does have that arena.
Smoke indeed, as Liquid head down. Will run into Pichu here. Zai playing dumb. Well, actually find him as they're looking for the other kill onto Boboka. So get the glimpse back, pull him in, stun, keeping him away, and actually just dropping Ori.
Ori just keeping in the middle.
In some trouble. Ori likely to fall now in the middle of all of them. So they get 1 kill on the Marcy, but then lose their big bad Lesh. XXS shows up. This could be the fight winner. And with that, Liquid are going to get a little bit of a disengage. Zai trying to find a snipe with the spear, doesn't manage to get it. And he too is going to get punished. But Aster, a little bit bold with the Lesh. They still get a couple kills in return.
It's a very bold TP.
Yes. There was I think a slight miscommunication with XSS, because he sees the Pango there and he head roll and he's like, oh, okay, like we're gonna have a fight together right here.
I think he also sees everyone's going on the Crystal Maiden who's ulting. Like, they're distracted. Yeah. They're on the CM. They're gonna have to use all their stuns there, and I'll have free reign of the fight. I think right now Aster, they need the Blink Dagger on the Pango, and the minute 15 shard for Sven is gonna be really impactful versus the Shadow Fiend armor and the Death Prophet.
Can see right here as well that they did immediately change up and left. They're like, all right, Boxy, you got that one right. As the rest of the team.
Yeah, there was a recent change now that the outpost TPs I think are default 7 seconds to start. So now there's just so much time. Once you see the TP, you have a lot of time to just walk backwards, go take the fight, and you see the idea. He wants to backstab the fight kind of and appear behind them, but a nice read by Liquid to just change targets instantly.
Yeah, no successful pincer maneuvers here, unfortunately.
They did still get Zai in that little engagement, though, and he has definitely been the most hurt of the cores in the entire game. You can see SF nursing that pretty substantial lead over the rest of the cores, and if you're Liquid, that's definitely what you want to see. But how much of a concern is it that you've still got that tri-core from Aster looking good there?
I think it's all on the Shadowfiend BKB timing. If he gets it and they're able to actually force objectives and force timings, it'll look really good for Liquid, and they're just gonna, their gold lead is just gonna skyrocket off the BKB. Shadowfiend's BKB will give Death Prophet and Mars both of their BKBs just off the fizz. And on Aster, all they need to do is find a way to kind of slow the bleeding, slow the timings down. Because once they hit their timings, they hit the Bloodstone, maybe in another item on the Lesh. The sniper hits his Dragonlance Maelstrom is generally what people are going, or a BKB. Then he starts pumping out damage. The Sven gets shard.
Yeah.
Tango's going to get this. It looks like he's actually going to go for a Wraith Pact instead of the Blink.
That's a pretty cool idea to try and, like, because he is just building into that concept. Like, that, he knows what his idea is, right? Like, I need to initiate, and I need to try and, like some additional tank ability for my Leshrac specifically.
Yeah, he needs to somewhat carry the game in a sense of the amount of impact he's going to have in terms of the team fight, but his carry is just being in there, tanking and stunning. He doesn't have to damage heroes, he doesn't have to do much, he just has to exist there and create chaos.
The thing I've learned this TI is a Wraith Pack is a good item.
It's a very good item.
It's my #1 takeaway, and XXS queuing that one up. So
right now, Liquid do not have a Wraith Pack queued up. The Wraith Pack advantage will be in Aster's hand.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard game to figure one out for Liquid, I would say.
Yeah, the cores have very important items they need to buy. Mars, you would think that the Vlad's is very good on the hero, which it is, but the Blink and the BKB are just too powerful for what he needs to do as a hero in the fights.
Oh, Foxy.
Courier actually miss uphill there. Chasing, side, they throw out the stun, does a little sneak to the side from Pichu, and that keeps him alive. So still a very even game as we wait for these timings to come online. And Liquid hoping to control this side of the map with all the tier 1s now pretty much claimed.
Yeah, I mean, that BKB is on the way here very soon for Mickey, right? And then they probably go up the triangle, get some wards down, start prepping towards a Roche.
Liquid's, I would say Liquid's stronger in a sense of team fight / like holding areas. Anytime Liquid wants to walk to an area, take in, say like, this is ours, you fight us, Aster's gonna walk away. They're not gonna want to take these fights, they're gonna walk away, keep farming, hitting their timings. But Aster, you know, if Liquid walks too far forward, the sniper gets a nice shrapnel, gets a bunch of hits off. That's where Liquid just has to be careful of their amount of aggression. They have to control it, they have to keep just taking the small advantages, keep building, and then at some point that's when they hit the Roche, hit the throne.
Ovica has been given a lot of space in this mid lane. Already has drums completed, going in for the Aether Lens next, which is going to give even more of that power to just sort of poke and prod. As Liquid go for the wraparound back behind the tier 1 tower. Won't run into anybody there, as you can see Aster only leaving that one support mid and just keeping the lave shoved out whenever possible.
It's a dangerous place right now, this mid lane. You know, some smoked up enemies on the other side there.
The BKB is finished on Shadowfiend, and they want this tier 1 mid. It opens up the map a lot. You can go into both jungles through the mid lane. You can actually push your creeps past the tower.
He skipped the blink.
Yeah.
Finished the full Wraith Pact.
All right, Pango gets it done now.
Liquid right now, I think he noticed the Death Prophet went for Yules first. The Mars is also not having an amazing game. He went Falcon Blade. So his game's not terrible, but it's not going to be a fast BKB. So he's not really going to have issues catching heroes with the roll or being forced to start the fights purely with roll. He just kind of has to be able to, you know, when arena drops, you roll in and save your team.
Yeah.
Or when they start kind of walking in up your hill, you start the fight with roll.
I think it's just interesting because now I feel like they don't have much initiative. I think it's very hard for, like, let's say they do want to, you know, take a fight. They have a good opportunity. It feels like it's going to be very difficult for Aster.
This round, again, you've got the Blink Dagger done on Zai as the stun finds him just out of nowhere. Quick and easy with the smoke kill. Mickey was not prepped for that one.
Well,
Can they find any more?
You just have a great ward.
That's a great ward to have.
That's just free fight.
Oh, pulls him out. Oh, it pulled him out of the arena. Tries to get out of there. Ori now finds one. Zai in trouble. This fight has gone terribly for Liquid as Monet is going to run down this Mars. Matumba Man still surviving through it, though. Can he do the damage the rest of his team couldn't? I don't think so. Matumba Man also starting to fall. Only the Pango has died. And on the other side, Aster take down everybody but the supports.
That was a nice, just chaining the plays.
Yeah, it was so fast.
Kill in the same roll. He keeps rolling down behind the tower. He forces his play, and he does his roll. He goes and he dies. He takes a bunch of spells. He forces Liquid to want to continue fighting, and the arena, the sniper, and the Lesh, but they have no damage now because everything's being used on the Pango.
Yeah, instantly like running towards that mid lane, dropping that additional ward down to give even more vision because, you know, lacking that blink dagger, it is the vision, right? You know, talking about like it's poor initiation at this point because he went for the full wraith back. It doesn't matter. If Sven can run up smoked and just throw a stun, that's like the best case scenario as a support Sven, particularly, you know, aside from your shard, that's kind of your other big thing, right?
And you can immediately see that Mickey pinged out. All right, they've got wards up in this area. It doesn't quite connect, though, on any of those observers. I'll see if Insania is able to spot the other one or not.
Yeah, it's this really nice deep ward above the outpost.
Yeah,
Aster has. It just has this tiny sliver of vision of the camp where they just saw a Shadow Fiend. If he was like 10 units to the right, maybe he doesn't even get caught by that stun, but Insania gets the D ward.
Wow. 10 to 11, and you can see the replay here. For a moment, I thought that it was, you know, maybe even Pango could have survived through that since Foxy had pulled him just out of the static storm, but it didn't end up matter. He was still silenced the whole time.
They had to like chain the Death Prophet one additionally as well because of that. But yeah, Zai unfortunately not able to to get the fight they want. Like because it took so long to take down the Pango, essentially, right? Like he had no follow-up from his friends in time.
Yeah, they have the Lusha and the Sniper are very strong, so when you're forced to use spells on just a Pango, you're kind of letting these damage cores survive the spells. And like we said, Liquid is, between the Mars and the Disruptor, they're very, you know, 10, 15 seconds of the team fight. They do so much. They have so much control, so much fight, and then it's maybe on the Marcy to just continue to catch, maybe it's on the Death Prophet to just keep being able to run in, but this 10 to 15 seconds of Liquid's fight is their strongest. So when you just force that all on a Pango and you don't deal with the Sniper, he just gets free reign in the fight.
I mean, the good news is, though, is that he didn't have time to BKB and waste his 9-second charge.
There you go. All right.
They still had the Shadow Fiend BKB.
The positives.
Gotta look at him.
Matu's also finishing his BKB up. He's about 300 gold away.
Ooh, heads up there. Zai gets away just in time. XXS will not manage to catch onto that Mars. But a really good fight one like we talked about for Aster. There still is that bottom tier 1 tower that they have yet to claim. And
The scary thing I see right now for the side of Liquid is that Zai just has a blink dagger, no BKB, and he's basically, he has to be able to blink in and stun and preferably survive when he blinks in and arena stuns. But there's so many different things on Aster that can catch him to either cancel his blink between like the shrapnel or a random swashbuckle, or maybe he just blinks in and gets instantly stunned by the Pango roll.
True.
And it's just a lot on the back of him to, if he gets these good spears, these good arenas, it's going to be great for Liquid.
I think that Aster as well have an like excellent read on everything that Liquid want to do right now. Like, you know, you pointed out at the start of the game, like this is their timing. They want these BKBs. It is something that Aster are also well aware of. And so the positioning of their heroes with like always having like the Leshrac, the Sven, and the CM kind of like staying up front while you then have the Sniper just farming a little bit behind them. Pango sort of nearby as well, can join very quickly with the roll. They're shutting out that area of the map for such a long time that Liquid have missed out on that Roche timing.
Max amounts of force staffs getting picked up for Liquid. They have the Dragon Lance completed, full 1 Hurricane Pike, but you can see as Aster ready to move on in, Liquid, they have an idea that this is happening, but it's going to come too late.
Yeah, they had wards nearby, but it was too late.
They might still look to fight. Aster might not expect this fight.
Oh, Zai, he's running right into him. Monet there, have it, but the BKB, it's out already. But Tumbleman trying to survive, has the BKB running on top of Pichu, now trying to take down Monet. All 3 cores on top of him, but it's not quite going to be enough. The Static Storm, a good connection, the spear, they got him! Monet will fall, that's 1 life, still a lot of exorcism left. And meanwhile, Boxy gets the stun with that rebound. Requiem up on the high ground, keeps chasing down. Monet in trouble, wanting to kill them all off. Does he have enough? He's surviving, the little sniper. He's so strong, he's so big. What did happen? Oh, Insania now turns. They didn't have enough for the 2nd life. That Warcry armor coming in from the Sven completely demolished up. And the root from Bulbaka, Liquid, they're all gonna fall.
Pichu came in like riding from down the hill. He had like 10% HP. I'll save you. Stuns up on Mickey, runs over, gets another Warcry off, and they turn that entire fight around. They couldn't quite get that last bit of damage after the Aegis.
It was looking really scary. Ori actually didn't get his ult off. So he got silenced with no ult running. He pops his Bloodstone, he gets silenced again. He doesn't get his ult off. So he didn't even lifesteal at all in that fight. He's like almost full mana. So
he did 600 damage. Really big carry. Yeah.
That is crazy.
And it still took them so long to take him down.
Especially the way it starts, right? Like they find Monet, he's forced to very early BKB. All he does is hit Zai the entire time. Zai's gonna back away. Yeah, into the bulwark. He's the back away, wave the step. Great force staff play there as well, but then Zai eventually gets the blink in. But on this reset, it's so hard to believe that with a Requiem from the high ground like that, they couldn't get this finish.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
And PG just comes like running in from the right now.
He's like,
there he
guys,
is.
I'm here, don't worry. Just barely, and it's enough.
Yeah.
What a huge play from Aster as they are able to survive that fight. And again, very even in the live game right now. But things could start spinning pretty quickly out of control if Liquid aren't careful.
Yeah, a lot of that fight I think actually was on the Pango, even though it didn't look like he had much impact. He rolls and it forces the Death Prophet BKB and the Shadowfiend BKB.
Yeah.
And they hit him, you know, Shadowfiend takes him down maybe 75% health, but he's fine trading roll for your BKB. He knows that if he uses his roll, he can still push race back, he can still be tanky. But once you press your BKB, you can't really fight the CM, you can't fight all the stunts on the side of Aster.
Yeah, and now after that Wraith Pact, he's already picked up the shard, and he's just about to get his Blink Dagger there as well. So, gonna have a whole other level coming from XSS soon.
Well, Tier 1 tower taken bottom, and Aster, they are continuing this onslaught here. 4K gold lead.
They're going to see Zai in behind now, catching that next wave.
Yeah.
So there is a glyph here as well from Liquid. They are going to pop it just to kill the wave, so we'll see how dedicated they are.
Hokori is a
being the
BKB now,
first
so
Tier 2, yeah.
It's very hard, I think, for Liquid to now fight, like, ever take a fight into Aster. Whenever Aster sets up, the sniper has heroes at the front to protect him, the Pango's going to get his roll up. That's where it's scary. But anytime Aster walks into the stuns, the Disruptor glimpse, you know, they go too far hitting a tower and he gets glimpsed back, that's where Liquid just pumps out the damage.
Oh, Zai, big play. He catches the Blink Dagger Courier. It was flying on its way out to XXS.
Oh, that's real big.
Yeah.
So a nice little window here. I mean, again, there's no Roche for another 4 minutes at the very least, since that Aegis was immediately reclaimed. So likely to have a little bit of downtime here before a big push, but they could go for some type of a smoke play if there is that item timing that they wanted to hit, like the blink.
Yeah, to me it buys time for Zai's BKB as well, right? Like, he's finding all these waves on the side of the map. He just gets it now. So if they were able to force a fight now from Liquid, and he knows that there was a Blink Dagger on there, it could be a great timing for them.
4 of them on the map, all of them up and ready. 8 and 9 seconds as Boxy also getting close. He's about 800 gold or so away from finishing off his.
Yeah, and right now the vision advantage is in Liquid's favor. They've been seeing quite a few of these movements here from Aster because of the ward that they have, whereas Aster have nothing. They can't see anything that's going on that dire side of the map right now, so they're going to rely on these waves finally getting pushed out to see if they can spot something.
My favorite thing right now is we're going back to the old days of Shadowfiend, Shadowblade, Sniper, Shadowblade.
Jeez, that was when I started playing Dota. Every game was just a Drow building a Shadowblade and Ricky's. It was just invis everywhere.
I mean, still pretty strong when you can build up into that that break. Love to see that one. But
Sniper, all of his attack range will be gone.
So sad.
I think right now Liquid still has a lot of damage, even though they're slightly behind.
Force out that BKB. Zai might need to throw the arena if he wants to live here even. Yeah,
Bag it up, you know.
Get on out of there, buddies. Do use the glimpse. Okay, no Ori here in this fight. Could take another one after. Mickey chasing. Invis, Monet is also gone and away. Can they do it? Doesn't look like it.
That's a hard grab. After already glimpsing, of course.
That was a cool little thing by XSS. So when he swashes without hitting them. Because when you hit them, it gives you vision, and there's a chance he gets glimpsed off of his swash backwards.
Oh, right.
So he does a nice little thing where he just swashes and intentionally does it in the opposite direction, so there's no chance they provides vision to Liquid.
Something we can watch for there later. They maybe catches himself out because of that. But for now, he's also got the roll-up completed. 10 seconds until his Blink Dagger is back and in his possession.
Liquid right now, they either need to kill in a spear. He hits a spear on the sniper, he'll just get blown up. Or they need to be able to survive the BKBs. And honestly, they want to try to hold the arena for after the BKBs. You saw in the fight in the tri-camp, Zai just kind of kept walking at him his entire BKB duration. And he ended up catching him after the BKB. And if it weren't for the Aegis, they would have won that fight. So right now, they need to find a way to force BKBs without pressing arena. I think that's going to be a lot on Boxy with his BKB to just jump on the sniper, pressure ult, kind of force his ability, his defensive abilities, his BKB. That's where Zai just waiting watching the fight, and then he blinks in, gets the arena after the BKBs, and Mick is able to do all the damage.
It has to be like a very quick follow-up, it feels like, where it's like Boxy and then like Matu's in at the same time, and that's when you have these like sort of side lane heroes like kind of waiting to come in, like the Mars, the Disruptor, and the Shadow Fiend.
I mean,
get their moment spotted.
It is worth noting, you know, there's a reason a lot of people ban Marcy. This is one of the strongest timings in the entire game. And when you get that BKB, you can just solo cores if they're not careful and don't have friends nearby.
Phase boots BKB, the scariest timing. So much damage.
It's kind of insane. As we will have a pause here. It's Boxy mid-flight. And it will be an interesting couple of minutes to watch too as we get ready for Roche to respawn. 1 minute and still it's capable of popping back up. And like you were talking about, that vision, Aster do have one ward up on the high ground right above the Roche pit. Meanwhile, Liquid have one right above their tier 2 tower up on the other side of the map as well.
Interesting, Boboko actually went for a Yules instead of the, I think he was going Aether Lens.
Yeah, he was for a while.
I'm kind of curious as to what's his goal with it. Maybe it's to try to get the Marcy off of his sniper.
That'd be my guess too. Oh, they just smoked on top of that ward. Then Boboko laughed. They have a jab. Oh, they have a jab. Yeah, okay. They saw it as they smoked. I was like, oh, wow.
All right, that's fine.
Just a bait. It's fine.
If they go farm now, Liquid's gonna still be scared.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like you can't just assume like, oh, they saw that.
Right. Gem purchase now by Insania as they're hanging out by another ward. So that is all of the vision pretty much for Liquid in this area, taking off the map. And with Roche capable of respawning soon, and in fact, it's going to be 1 minute away, Liquid need to be a little bit wary about that and their positioning to make sure they don't give up a free Aegis.
Everyone's just worried about getting their next timing due to the fact of how hard it is for either team to really jump the other one. So everyone just wants to be able to be the ones who you walk into them and you lose the fight. That's why Mick is just kind of farming a lot, and it's just because if he has the damage, he can do everything Liquid needs him to do.
I think Matu, nice choice here with the Shiva's card, right? Versus the Leshrac too. Very cool.
Really nice. Yeah, that extra regen reduction will be super helpful. So things to watch for here again is all of the vision into the favor of Aster. They get a Silver Edge completed on Shadow Fiend, and we'll see if they can, now holding that outpost on Aster, keep this area under control. But a smoke up from Liquid. Let's see where they go.
Two big things right now are if Pango gets roll off, it's probably going to be good for Aster, and whether or not Zai's able to hold his arena for after the sniper BKB. Those are the two big things, and depending on what happens, it kind of shows who's going to win the fight.
They're so blind. They're just running in.
They drop down a ward. That one is scouted. They had vision in the area, so Aster knows. They know he's there. Getting broke right at the start, punched a couple of times, but Tumbaman completely obliterated right at the start. Zai tries to escape from there, but Monet runs him down. Liquid just ran into death.
It's so hard to try to take areas away, but they need to. You need to get control of Roche. You need to. They want to set up to defend the tower. You want to always be able to fight. It always feels very stressful when you keep asking yourself, you're asking the team, like, hey guys, when can we fight? When can we take this fight? And you don't get an answer. Oh,
that roll-up started just at the exact perfect time as well there, too. Thunder into the roll-up, complete perfect chain stun, no saves there in time. Not a whole lot you can do unless Boxy's going to find a shard or something here, right? Like, he is stuck and done, and that is a free Roche now, side of Aster.
Concussive grenade also picked up now for Monet. Has a little more space distance in the fights.
If he wasn't hard enough to catch already.
Right.
I think for Liquid, obviously there's an Aegis, so you're going to be probably thinking about your high ground defense. But again, all they really need is to be able to start a fight cleanly. They need to catch the Pango, they need to catch the sniper without an Aegis.
Make it sound so easy, Gunner.
I mean, this is a tough one now, and Aster just looking incredibly clean. Each of the moves that we've seen them make around the map, it's been with purpose. They've had vision down early on. Liquid are the ones that are trying to come in and oust them from those areas, and as you said earlier, it does become a problem when they're already set up and positioned well.
I think anytime either team has a hill, has a kind of a ward or a high ground, and they get walked into, they're going to win. No, even though Liquid's down 7,000 gold, I still think they have the ability to fight. But Aster is just, they just are constantly forcing so much pressure between towers, between Roche, that Liquid are always the ones who feel like they have to walk into them.
An Aeon disc that I saw getting completed pretty soon too.
I did see XSS has one.
He has a one locked, so
Yeah.
he's ready. He's pretty much prepared. The only concern with it is he'll still die to the static storm if he gets caught.
Right.
But now the Mars can't really spear him and just blow him up. It's pretty nice.
Well, tier 2 tower gonna be hit. This is the last outer tower for Liquid. With that said, they've been in this position many times. This lineup has had plenty of comebacks. We'll see if today is gonna be another one of those instances, as Aster are now going to split up a little bit. Ori on the other side of the map, so Zai kind of in a pretty good position for a fight. They get the BKB off, misses on the spear though. Pichu caught for the moment, roll back and forth, catching onto the Shadow Fiend. What a great roll coming out from XXS, and Monet, I don't know if they have the damage to bring him down. He's there waving, looking for a high five, and even without Ori, they take this fight perfectly. Chased down another, Matumba Man in some trouble, trying to get a little bit of separation, but they'll kill Insania to boot.
And all Zais, the fight breaks down, he just runs to the creep wave.
XXS, he assembles it, and now in some more trouble. The ulti down, godlike Monet. Liquid do not have answers for this Aster lineup.
It's the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Aster holds an area, Liquid feels forced to make a move, they walk into the ward, the fight gets hard. Anytime, it's just Pango. Pango's always going to get his roll off. You can't walk into a ward and prevent the Pango from rolling up.
It's kind of like they have the same weakness for both the Pango and the Sniper. Right? They just have no way of stopping the very beginning of the fight for their game plan to start. That was a nice concussive as well there from Monet for that initial distance, making it kind of getting like baited in, right? Just like drawn further and further, and then XSS easy clean up.
Even if they hit the spear, what? They kill the Sven a little faster?
Right.
There's not enough control right now to deal with the Sniper.
Monet has been playing such a fabulous game, and I think a lot of people, it was back at TI7, LFY, a lineup that he was playing on when he first really made a name for himself. And after a lot of those other really well-storied players retired, he kind of found himself lacking a place, and now he's found it with this group of players, and Aster looking to continue their dominance in this upper bracket. We'll see if Monet can keep it up. The rest of Aster can make the plays that they need. Ori blinks forward aggressively, won't find anybody, is going to be glimpsed back. XXS still threatening a roll. What can they do? The stun, it's there. On to Matumba Man, Yule Scepter keeps him alive. Ori trying to run down Boxy. Matumba Man gets out. They pulled them into a fight with roll wearing off. Can they do anything? But Sniper, he's still always there, ready to plink away. Ho, ho, ha, ha. Chase him down again. Mickey, Invis, everybody that walks forward is getting blasted.
They're in so much trouble they can't even force a glimpse.
What a freaking destructive draft from Aster.
Butterfly's now finished for Monet. Look how much damage he's done.
He's done quite a bit, yeah.
He's done more than all the other cores of Liquid combined almost.
So it was a really nice Sniper. Again, it solves the Shadow Fiend, it solves the Death Prophet. It kind of fixes these heroes where they walk in slowly and they just keep killing everything that stands in front of them, because he doesn't stand in front of them. He stands over the hill, 2 yards away, 2 blocks away, just impossible.
Well, and it was Matumba Man, if I remember correctly, that was one of the first people that was playing Sniper in this tournament.
Yeah.
He was one of the ones that showed the power that this hero can have if left unaddressed. And
he might be getting sniped right now.
Now he's over in the jungle, caught and gonna be killed off. No help nearby at all, as they will bring down Matumba Man again. Captain hitting the dirt.
No buyback either.
Stun. Ooh. Oh my god. Ori gets the blink out before the right click comes in.
There's even a BKB, it was on cooldown.
Yeah, he's done a couple of
stun.
He's had some nice little split push plays throughout this game too. Kind of quiet a few times, but he has done a very good job of just like keeping up his own farm and providing the safer areas for Monet for the vast majority of it.
And Aster, keep the aggression going. There is not an answer. They don't have an Aegis, but they don't need one right now, as they will take down another set of racks. And you can see Liquid on the other side of the map just trying to farm up, get into that next set of items if at all possible. But Aster are not giving them the time.
They don't want to force a fight without Death Prophet. The game can look a little sad, but you always need to make sure that you're giving yourself the best opportunity to win. So now that their Death Prophet's dead, you just have to give up. You have to play for the last racks. You have to play for the the winning the game. You can't just play for, we have to defend this racks, guys. It feels bad.
Right.
You have to just make your sacrifices.
So when you say you have to give up, you mean give up the racks.
Give up the racks.
Not
yes,
the game.
yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, We'll see now as Blink, Boots of Bearing, Yule's on the CM. Aster have gone for all of these great team fighting oriented items.
Maybe an actual moment.
This could be big. Ori jumped. Oh, they miss. And BKB, the turnaround. Boxy immediately TP's out of there. They're going to cancel the TP in from XXS.
That was a really nice try. If he got the fear on the right click into the jump, they actually could have bursted him. You have to do these small plays. Anytime you kind of split up your heroes, you go to the side lanes. Heroes always want to push the lanes out. Ori's been doing it all game where he'll go to a side lane, he'll push it out past the corner, and Liquid needs to set up these kind of traps to catch the heroes out. And every kill means so much for them right now.
It is really your only chance, right?
Or legendary high ground defense.
Of course.
They still have the team fight. They still have the Mars Arena. The Mars Arena is one of the strongest spells to team fight with, especially once the BKBs are down. It's just the question of, are you able to force them to BKB without pressing Arena? And so far, the answer has been no.
Yeah, and Aster, I mean, they're feeling pretty secure about this, just thinking, yeah, maybe we'll wait out for Roche, see what happens, see if we can catch someone coming into their base. They're certainly in no rush right now.
It is always tempting, though. You get that DD on the sniper bottled up. No boots, no problem. But they're doing the same thing that they've been doing all game. Hold an area, wait for Liquid to run into them. And when that will not happen, downside is that Liquid are going to need to keep these waves pushed out. They can't even really leave their base right now.
One of the nice things, which is why Aster's been able to hold area so much, is that Liquid doesn't really have any heroes who push the lanes without showing. Slowly. Which it's mostly been Zai the whole game. He'll run to a lane, he'll kill it, run to the next, kill it, and he's kind of just chasing them, making them chase him around and keep getting gold. But for Aster, you know, Leshrac has boots of travel, the sniper can just shrapnel and the wave will die, the Penguin can kill it in half a second with both his spells, and they're able to just push the lanes quickly and then regroup, whereas Liquid kind of has to slowly show their hero, show what they're doing.
There might be many, but fuck it. Do you want to alter this guy?
Yeah, you need to stun him.
Can we win? No?
No, go.
Oh, this is not gonna happen, bro. Let's go.
It did not happen.
Yeah,
this is not going to happen.
It's one of those tough ones. Those moments are always so difficult to get everything working together in concert. And of course, just high movement speed on that hero as well.
It's also just, you know, you kind of feel the pressure of the game, so you're trying to make all these moves, you're trying to make them work, and you only have half a second, 1 second to know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that moment is very fleeting for the side lane kill like that. McKay taunting it up there, has to pop the BKB.
Get out of dodge. Does have that rapier queued up as well, so Liquid maybe a sign of the times and what they need, or at least feel like they need to win this one. They are just still incredibly in control of this game on Aster.
This is my guy right here. This is my play.
This is a very deep smoke.
Yeah, this is what you gotta do when you're 5, right? You gotta get these wards down. They're just like, there's no way they'd ever expect this ward to exist in this game state, right? So you can go for even the more obvious ones in this case, especially when they have a gem. So you kind of got to YOLO on like the high ground ones at times.
They know that this Roche fight is, if they're going to make a comeback happen, where it needs to happen. Pinging out that Roche pit. I wouldn't even mind him standing over in that corner there, to be honest. Dude, that'd be crazy. Can you imagine?
The little Roche vision corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been some crazy things with that.
Well, never since, you know, techies.
Right, of course.
He's been gone. We don't have to worry about it as much.
Yeah, the greatest hero.
And you can see Insania, he did not take his gem with him on this mission.
He doesn't even have a sentry down. They could just have a ward of him. And
I mean, if they got you, they got you, right? Why waste an extra bit of gold?
I think nowhere else to be, you know?
He's probably just, I would assume he's just playing to steal the Aegis. I don't think there's much more their team could do, but Matsu TP's back. It looks like they might want to just smoke up and take this Roche fight.
They got the Rapier on the Courier. It's coming on out. We'll see if this is going to be enough now, as Aster have not left this entire side of the map with the exception of XXS, but they will head on in. Ori in position.
The greatest bait of all time.
Ready to go. They find them all. BKB's out. The Rapier's there. Is it going to be enough damage, though? They turn onto him. BKB beats away. Now the damage onto Ori. Yule trying to survive through a Requiem of Souls. A couple more punches. They did it. They got enough. XXS now still rolling back and forth on top of him. They buy back on the Sven, try and get into the fight.
Bonnie's coming.
Mickey, he's got to be careful. Sniper, he's planking. He's running forward to break the run, but they don't have it. So they keep alive the Shadow Fiend, but lose everybody else except Insania. Another big win.
Live, of all people.
I don't know.
Comes in, he throws a static storm down as well on top of the sniper. Now, that was a great job delaying it, right? He like kept the sniper out of the fight for a very long time so that the Rapier could actually do a little bit of work and they could take down Ori, but still not enough to get an edge here for Liquid.
And now Monet feels so strong as they walk up high ground. A break, a punch, a kill. Oh no, the Yules! Oh, Bobica, he's so strong. He gets the blink out after. They do it in style. Aster, keep the pressure going. They're going to win this game here as Divine Rapier is dropped. He denies his items, heads on in for the base. GG is called.
It was a nice Rapier. The fight looked really close. They almost killed the Leshrac instantly, but again, Stormcrafter, I think, kind of delays it, presses Yules as well. It's like 3.5 seconds, he's just in the air. They can't do damage.
It was a tale of maybe the execution in terms of just like what was easy for each team. You know, for Aster, they kind of just got to lean back, farm it up a little bit, didn't feel like the